Here we are, Election Day 2020. Can you believe it's here? I'm kind of excited, to be honest. I'm not as excited as if the Packers were in the Super Bowl, but I'm excited. Now, let me tell you what I'm going to track today. Besides the election itself, this is Judgment Day for the polling companies. And so with that in mind, let me share with you what I discovered from yesterday's polls, the last polls the day before the election. So here we go. Number one, I tracked the national poll, all 50 states combined. Now, I went to the website Fivethirtyeight because they have the listing of all the polls and they do the work of averaging all the polls together for us. Saves me a lot of time. So all the polls averaged together, as of yesterday, Biden is going to win by 8 points. And they always talk about that margin of error. So even with that, which is 3 to 4 points, obviously he's way ahead. So this should be a no-brainer. Now, I also tracked 9 states, 8 swing states, and California. California is just the most populous state, plus it's all Democrat. 538 said with all the polls averaged, Biden should win by 29 points. But then there's 8 swing states, and they broke out into 4 in one group, 4 in another group. 4 are in that margin of error group. Georgia, Trump's down by 1 point. Florida, he's down by 3. Ohio, he's up by 1. Iowa, he's up by 1. Then 4 other states that are swing states, they all have Biden winning this thing easily. Pennsylvania, Biden's up by 5. Michigan, he's up by 8. Wisconsin up by 8. And Minnesota up by 9 points. Again, when you consider the margin of error, these should be easy victories for Biden. Now, you're probably thinking like me. 2016 showed us that the polls were simply wrong. And you've heard people say if the polls are off that bad this time, it's pretty much Judgment Day and it's going to be over for the polling companies. Well, here's some thoughts I have. Number one, I can't believe they have not made some changes in the way they did polls in 2016. I do believe that if they're as bad as they were then, if they missed it as bad, certainly it's over for the polling companies. Time for total reengineering, time for reboots and everything else, whatever term you want to use. But I have said for a while, I think Joe Biden will win. 2 big reasons. One, Trump, he's always had haters, okay? Always. But he did nothing in his presidency to deal with that except to just attack them back, which has created even more haters. And secondly, Trump fatigue. You know what? Trump has this knack. He makes sure that we have to face him every minute of every day, 24 hours a day. We get no break from Trump, and people are sick of it. But hey, tomorrow I'll report the results, and we'll see how the polls did.